We're making a chili, anchovy and tomato linguine to die for. Let's do it. This recipe is all about the preparation. The first step for this delicious pasta, we're going to prepare some garlic. So take a bulb and we're going to want about 3 to 6 cloves. This is up to you how much you want to use. Once you've peeled your garlic, you want to dice that up fairly fine, but we do want a little bit of coarseness to it for some texture. Once you've diced that up, pop it into a bowl and stick it to one side ready. And the next ingredient to prepare is the lemon. So take your lemon and just cut off a nice few slices. Pop your lemon segments to one side, and next we want a lovely chili. So chop the top off and you want to very simply slice up your chili. Pop that into a bowl and stick it to one side with the garlic and lemon, and then we want some fresh parsley. And you want to take a good handful and dice this up really nice and fine. This also goes into a bowl, and then we want some lovely good quality cherry tomatoes. And for this one, we want to chop the cherry tomatoes into quarters or eighths. We want it fairly finely diced. So chop the tomatoes in half and in half again, work your way through them, and then stick them into a bowl. And a little secret tip, you want to keep the stalks or the vines. If you give them a sniff, these have an amazing tomatoey aroma. And now we're ready to cook. So pop a saucepan onto the hob, get yourself a frying pan ready. You want to fill the saucepan with water, turn the heat up high, and heavily season the water. We literally want it as salty as the sea. Once the water's up to a boil, we want some dried linguine, chuck in the pasta, and the trick for timing this recipe, after the pasta's been cooking for 2 to 3 minutes, you want to pop a frying pan onto a medium to high heat, add the oil from the anchovies, and chuck in about 5 to 7 fillets. Once the anchovies are in, chuck in a couple of teaspoons of the garlic, also throw in the chilies, and you want to give these a good mixing up and fry them off for about 2 or 3 minutes. And after a couple of ticks, chuck in the tomato stalks and throw in the cherry tomato. Give the tomatoes a good tossing up in the pan. At this point, you want to add a splash of the pasta water, and after a minute or two, throw in your linguine. Toss the pasta in the sauce and give it a mix, and then add a good handful of your parsley. Give this another good tossing up, and then we want the zest of a lemon. Be quite generous with the zest, and also we're going to go in with a nice squeeze of the lemon juice. At this point, season with some freshly ground black pepper and add a tiny pinch of salt. Give it another good tossing up, make sure the sauce is nice and creamy, and then we want to finish this one with some basil. Tear in a good handful of your fresh basil, give it a good mixing up, and then serve. You're going to love this one, and all that's left to do is to get stuck in. So give it a try, and I'll see you next time.